But I saw a video floating around of an alleged murder for hire.
It's not alleged. And mine was the most. She has multiple hits out, but mine was the most. You see what I'm saying? Like,
How much did she put on your head?
$60,000.
$60,000.
Mine was, she had like a $20,000 one for Derrica. She had like I think Sharrell's was like 10 or 20,000. And then mine was 60. So you paid $100 grand.
It's gonna be real easy to get her. It's gonna be real easy.
The same woman that tried to murder me in front of my children, Dr. Harwell in front of her children, and take Patrick Tate away from his daughter, but y'all still wanted to lick the shit that this lady was leaving?
Imagine you get scammed on the internet. You are a young black single mother trying to rebuild your credit and take responsibility for your finances, and you get inspired by another young black woman who was supposed to be a millionaire.
We sat there and she opened enrollment. And I saw $1 million in 8 minutes.
She has the big house, the beautiful clothes, the hair, the cars, and is making money as an independent businesswoman, and you are inspired. So you take your hard-earned money and invest in her and yourself and buy her credit repair course or her credit repair services. So one day you can get a big house, just like the one in the picture, but it all ends up being a lie, a scam, and the person you thought was going to help you ends up trying to take your life the second you start exposing the fact that not only has she scammed you, but she has scammed hundreds or maybe even thousands of other women who have no idea, allegedly.
So not only did she lie and say I had X amount of deletions, when I log into one of the most reputable credit monitoring services there is, those deletions you said were gone were still there.
And now the influencer that you looked up to and invested in, you find out is a criminal. Lied about how they became so successful and is willing to pay real hitmen to murder anyone that stands in the way of what she wants, whether it be her customers or her ex-boyfriend. But this is the story of Massengill Grayson, who got famous on the internet for doing insane numbers on her course sales and credit repair, like making $1 million in 40 minutes or another $1 million in 8. You see, her fame skyrocketed as an up-and-coming businesswoman, and people lined up to buy her courses as they watched her extravagant lifestyle, where she went on luxury trips and bought designer clothes and had a lavish wedding. All of these things promoted her business. You see, her life seemed to be perfect until people started coming together to prove that her credit repair business was a scam and fraudulent, allegedly.
And so we did speak to Sharrell Hodge, who is now currently in litigation with Ashley Grayson for outing her for allegedly scamming thousands and thousands of customers with her business digital course.
You see, because things started to escalate, and when she couldn't stop the flood of accusations while being exposed, Ashley allegedly tried to take care of a TikToker that got in her way, her ex-boyfriend, and a business rival. And now she's allegedly fighting a murder for hire case while she is also fighting a RICO case, which is gonna be hard to beat when you factor in that the person that she tried to pay to commit the hit recorded her ordering it, and yeah, the video footage, we got that. And videos where you talk about murdering people, yeah, they don't play that well in court.
So Josh didn't want to do the half and half.
Yeah, he want to do it after it's done. But if y'all can get that done, the sooner y'all can get that done the next week and a half, I'll throw an extra 5 on there.
And that's where the story just starts to get crazy, because this one is full of twists, and like usual, I am not here to judge. I'm here so you can. So watch to the end and let us know what you think in the comments. And if you think this young black influencer / businesswoman with millions of dollars is being framed, or if under all the Gucci and expensive vacations lay the heart of a killer and a scam artist who only cares about making sure she stays on top by any means. And we also get into the video of her trying to order a hit. But first, I am Joe Stone, and this is the Church of Joe Stone podcast, where we find the most shocking and provocative stories in the culture and take them to church. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another one. Now, according to what we know, Ashley Grayson went from a postal worker making $60,000 a year to launching her own credit repair business. Now, according to her, with pretty much no experience other than fixing her own credit, she started making millions basically immediately, kind of overnight. And as soon as she launched her business, was taking pictures with all types of Gucci bags and quit her job. And she followed the proven influencer playbook of flexing on her followers with cash and cars and success until they paid for her services. Kind of like how they all do. Now later, it would be exposed that her initial success was kind of all cap. And it wasn't that she had a booming business from the jump. She had actually allegedly just won $1 million lawsuit for getting her fingers chopped off by a machine at work, but we'll get to that later. Because before we go there, the scam accusations came fast as Ashley blew up while she hit crazy records, making making $1 million in a day, then 8 minutes. But while her course sales went through the roof, her clients started complaining that she actually wasn't fixing their credit. She was just telling them that she was. Which leads to the first person that Ashley tried to have killed, who again was just a TikToker. You see, eventually Ashley allegedly scammed the wrong person, and that's when all hell would break loose. Sharrell Hodge was a TikToker and also bought one of the courses, and her credit didn't get fixed. All of that turned out to be BS.
I made my very first video about how Ashley was scamming people. How did I get to that point? I purchased Credit Cake, Credit Pie, whatever it's called. And I realized that the results she was telling me I was getting were not accurate when I checked the actual credit monitoring site.
But see, the thing is, Sharrell wasn't like most of her victims. She had a large TikTok following, and after finding a Facebook group filled with other victims, she put together a campaign to start exposing Ashley, which became a big problem for Ashley. And in response to this, Ashley sued Sharrell for defaming her business, which she ended up losing. You see, Sharrell would go on to point out that she was using fake pictures on her websites and claiming that they were her customers or business partners, and sometimes he would stock pictures or pictures of people she didn't know at all. And then this is where Ashley got exposed even worse, because Sharrell would eventually end up digging deep and find out that Ashley's first $1 million were not actually hard earned. She got her fingers stuck in a machine and 4 of her fingers got amputated, and after surgery, one of those fingers could not be retrieved and reattached, and that's why she got $1 million in compensation. To be honest, $1 million for one finger seems a little cheap, to be honest with you. But again, this is where things would take a more dark turn, because after she got exposed, lost the lawsuit, and now with her $1 million company in jeopardy, Ashley would allegedly now turn from scammer into a murderer, or at least attempted. And this story would get even more insane as Sharrell would start experiencing some crazy things that would make her suspicious, and which would eventually lead to her getting contacted by the police.
He was like, yes, ma'am, we're here to make you aware of a murder for hire that had been put on your head. We want you to know that things have been mediated to the best of the ability. We don't think that there's no immediate threat. We want you to be aware of your surroundings, and if anything looks out of place or you don't recognize something or it looks suspicious, I want you to give us a call immediately.
See, Sharrell went from just making videos on TikTok to having the police at her door, and to her horror, they announced that her life was in danger and Miss Ashley had tried to hire a hitman to kill Sharrell and 2 other people. And the craziest part about all of it was that Sharrell was the one herself that got herself caught up, because she was the one that tried to call the police or tried to call the FBI because she couldn't deal with a TikToker calling her out.
Yet and still, you decided that you wanted to sue me. In the midst of suing me, you paid to have someone come and take my life. You lost the lawsuit, called the FBI on yourself, had your hitman deliver all the information to the FBI, mocked the FBI and said that they weren't coming to get you and we was all making up lies, for them to go and file federal RICO charges on you.
See, Ashley may have been a scamming genius, but she wasn't the brightest crayon in the box. But who were the other people that she wanted dead as well? And how do we know all of this? Well, there was a video that leaked, and we'll get to that, but first, we gotta know who the other victims were. Well, one was Patrick Tate, and the other was Dr. Derrick Harwell. Now, killing Patrick may seem strange, but I guess it makes sense if you got the money and you're just paying hitmen to just kind of get everybody that's ever bothered you. But Patrick would eventually go on Tasha K, who was a celebrity blogger show, and spill all the beans about exactly what happened. You see, Patrick was Ashley's boyfriend between her first husband and her second husband, and she cheated on her first husband with him. And it looks like he had kind of got screwed over in the whole deal, more so than she did, but apparently she still wanted him taken out. And when he went on Tasha K's podcast, he exposed more of Ashley's crazy past and how the FBI is not only building a murder for hire case against her, but also a federal racketeering case.
Okay. But you got multiple people that you pay for, but then the thing that I love is they're not just going to FBI. They're not just going after that. They're going after everything that they can possibly grab. It's kind of like a RICO.
And now, while an ex-boyfriend may make some type of kind of sense, the third person that she had on her hit list, Dr. Derrick Harwell, had nothing personal to do with Ashley at all. She was just also in the business of credit repair and is highly respected in the field and has been given numerous awards and given many lectures and is a legit businesswoman according to everything that we know. Kind of exactly everything that Ashley wasn't. And it seemed like that bothered Ashley, and well, that got her added to the hit list. Maybe it was jealousy, but whatever it was, Ashley had decided that she was gonna pay for both of them. She was gonna pay to have this poor businesswoman who had did nothing to her to get murdered in front of her 6 children and husband. Jesus. Now, with all this being said, how did she get caught and who was she trying to pay for the hit? Well, this gets even more insane, because she tried to hire a hitman / hit woman team that was close to her. A woman named Olivia and her husband were supposed to do it. Now, Olivia got close to Ashley because Olivia, in a very public news show worthy event, made headlines when she bought Olivia's mother a house. just because she was a good follower. Later found out that the house was in Ashley's name and Ashley refused to actually ever turn the deed over, meaning that Olivia and her family were living like tenants and had no actual authority over the house. So it really wasn't given to them, it was just given to them as a place to live. Now I guess in Ashley's mind, with how much they owed her and the fact that she gave them a house, this meant that she had no problem asking Olivia and her husband to do some dirty deeds for her. And because of her generosity, I guess she expected it to be done, and on top of the fact that she was gonna pay them a large amount of money just to do it all.
She just keeps saying, I feel like I'm dreaming. Like, this don't even feel real.
Olivia Johnson says she first met Ashley Grayson on Facebook.
Ashley is just everything to us. Like, this is everything. And she knew it.
Now, parts of this story had leaked to the internet by now, and there were rumors about what had happened and that Ashley was under investigation and they tried to put a hit out on these people. But the general public still believed Ashley's story because she was the one with the bigger platform. Until the conversation of Ashley speaking to Olivia about the hits leaked and hit the internet, when Olivia found out that Ashley had called the FBI and now they were snooping around, and Olivia felt like she had to clear her name some type of way, so dropped the video showing that all the allegations were true, and yeah, she was trying to get some people murdered.
And I was talking to Brandon about the Sharrell stuff. I was like, we need to just leave her completely alone, because there's too many eyes on her. There's too many eyes on her.
Josh said that earlier. Josh said she got too many eyes on her now.
And then the TikTok thing, because I was like, damn, it's just her right now, but if something happened to her, this gonna be in front of everybody.
Mm-hmm. And then they're going to be like, all of a sudden, she was making all of these and blah, blah, blah. Josh said that this morning. He said, there's too many eyes on that girl right now. I said, well, it's not going to die down. And he was like, well, it's just too many eyes on that girl right now. He was like, we don't need to be involved in that. And he was like, let's think and get somebody else to do it. And then he was talking about Sharon Brandon, too. And he was like,
Now fast forward to present tense, and Ashley got arrested for all her crimes, the racketeering and murder for hire, along with her husband who was supposed to be a part of all of it. And like I said, the scary part about this is she probably would have got away with it if she hadn't called the FBI on herself. She had called the FBI to complain about the lawsuits and the defamation, which is why her leaked convo got out with Olivia. And if she had just not called, they would have had no reason to start looking around anyway. And in her frantic state, it seems like she gave up information that led them to investigate her. Now, Ashley and her husband are both facing 10 years in jail for this crime and a $250,000 fine. Now, as of now, Ashley has been temporarily released because she's recently gave birth, because of course she was pregnant when she got arrested, which makes matters worse. But let me know what you think in the comments about this story. Do you think that Ashley Grayson is being framed and all of this is some type of mix-up or misunderstanding even after you watch the video? Or do you believe that she is guilty and deserves to be in jail along with her husband, who allegedly helped do all of this? Let us know what you think in the comments. Is she guilty or is she innocent? Or do we just wait till the courts to decide? Well, we will keep you updated as the story develops, but that's all we have for today. I am Joe Stone, and this is the Church of Joe Stone podcast. Where cool comes to pray, you come to stay and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss another video coming your way, where we find the most shocking and provocative news and take it to church. I will see you in the next one.